For a movie that's called Foxcatcher, I assume that Steve Carell's character just goes into the woods randomly at night and he catches foxes. And he brings them up to his chest and he coddles them and he pets them, and then he strokes his very fake porcelain nose all over the fox's back like this. Yeah, like, yeah, fox, you just got caught. I just made the movie weirder than it actually is. I kind of apologize. Welcome to Rome Reviews. I'm Chase Lee. I'm here to review Foxcatcher. This is the movie directed by Bennett Miller, who also did Moneyball and Capote, which I really loved both of those films. And this stars Channing Tatum, Mark Ruffalo, and Steve Carell. This is a dark, disturbing look on these characters. Like, this is a character study film. Channing Tatum plays Mark Schultz, who is a wrestler who won the Olympic gold back in 1984. And his brother Dave Schultz, who is played by Mark Ruffalo, also is a very talented wrestler. And Channing Tatum really wants to get out of his brother's shadow. And so he gets recruited by John DuPont, which is played by Steve Carell. And chaos and darkness and disturbing stuff emerges, but in a very slow burn. This is not a very fast movie. It's a very character-driven movie. That's a deep, extreme slow burn, and I'll describe what I'm talking about when I get into it. And I apologize first off, that sounds like I have a blanket in my throat. I have a cold right now, so yeah. Anyways, Foxcatcher. It's on everyone's most anticipated list for the rest of the year. So how does it stand up? I'm going to tell you right now, I love the hell out of this movie. Let's break it down. The directing. Bennett Miller. Holy crap, I love this guy. Capote, excellent. Moneyball, excellent. This one's like, it's even like a step above both of those, and I love both of those films. In Foxcatcher, he creates such a dark atmosphere, and it's so just bleak and just kind of like, it's almost like a weird, disturbing limbo. Like, it's crazy that this story actually existed. This is based on a true story of this wrestler, Mark Schultz, and he goes to get trained by John DuPont, and eventually Dave Schultz also gets recruited by John DuPont. And I'm not going to spoil the ending or anything, but it is a crazy-ass story. And Bennett Miller creates a movie where the story is so interesting and the characters are so deeply layered that he does a fantastic job in this movie. Even if you hate this movie, I still think that you will say the directing is high caliber. Bennett Miller fires on all levels. The way it looks, cinematography, the music, the way it's edited to make like this slow burn that just like touches your skin and just like goes deeper and deeper and deeper until the climax happens, and you're just like, what the hell just happened? I love what I saw, but what the hell just happened? To the acting, to the props even. I love the way it looks. It's set in the 80s, and so it just the way it looks I really like. So Bennett Miller like creates just a very good looking movie, a very well acted movie. Like I said, all the characters are interesting. They're deeply layered. The acting is off the charts. Like, Bennett Miller, I know I keep saying his name, but he is a fantastic director. And I can't wait to see more films that he directs because this one is up there. The acting. Everyone's saying that Steve Carell is going to get an Oscar nom. I firmly believe that. I think he will get an Oscar nomination for this role. He's the type of character, because he plays a billionaire in the movie, and yet he needs acceptance, which I found super weird from this character. Because he's rich, he has everything, but he wanted acceptance from his mom. He wanted to fit in somewhere. He was that much of a loner. Like, it was just an intriguing character that Steve Carell played, and he did tons of research on this character. You can tell, and it shows. And so I really love Steve Carell in this movie. Mark Ruffalo does a fantastic job as Dave Schultz, Channing Tatum's older brother in the movie. But my number one favorite pick is Channing Tatum. A lot of people are saying Steve Carell does the best. Without a doubt, all three of these guys are amazing. But Channing Tatum does something that we haven't really seen before. As much as I love him in 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street, and I love him in all the comedies and stuff, it's nice to actually see him do a really nice dramatic role. Now, I know that he was in his slew of, the dance movies, and he did rom-coms and stuff, but then he did movies like Side Effects and then Haywire. Like, he started getting to more like serious roles. Those movies are okay, but like this one is where he stands out and goes, "Hello world, I am a serviceable actor." That will probably get a nomination. I think Channing Tatum will get a nomination as well. Now, he is the lead character in this film, so he might get one for Best Lead Actor, and then Steve Carell might get Best Supporting. Or they might switch it, I don't know, but like, everyone does such a fantastic job in this movie. Every character is so creepy. There's a bunch of characters in this that just like make you wonder, like, this actually happened. And Channing Tatum's character, like I said, he's so deeply layered. He wants to be out of his brother's shadows. He wants to stand out on his own, and he thinks going to John DuPont will definitely help him out by doing that, and to train him and become the best wrestler he can be. John DuPont wants acceptance. He's such a loner, but he's so rich. He wants to please his mom, so he finds wrestling as his muse. Like, it's so interesting, and I just love the characters in this film. I love the story, and that's why the acting is just, it's up there for me. Cinematography, this thing looks beautiful. It is so, like, gray and white in a lot of scenes. Like, there's a lot of, like, just bleak tones throughout this entire thing, which I'm totally okay with. And it kind of sets the mood for the entire film, and there's a lot of wide shots. There's just a lot of beautiful shots in general. There's a lot of shots that are on John DuPont's mansion and ranch and stuff. It adds to that wide scope and stuff. A lot of intimate moments with Channing Tatum, with close-ups and the way it's lit, and just you can see the sheer raw intensity from his performance. Like, just the way it's shot, I really, really dug, and it complemented the entire story, and it captured the tone with the characters as well. Editing. This is where it's going to lose people. And I'm going to be completely honest, Bennett Miller was at the screening that I was at, and he asked everyone, and he's like, "Please be honest with me. Is this film too long?" There was a few people that said yes. This film is 2 hours and 14 minutes, I think. It's around that area. I think it's perfect. When Bennett was there, he said the film was 4+ hours. What the hell? I would have loved to have seen that film. But, like I said at the very beginning of this video, this is a slow-ass burn. This thing takes slow burn to a whole nother level. Because the movie felt like it was 5 hours long. But it's 2 hours and 14 minutes. But like I said, it sets up the characters nicely. It goes through their arcs at a very nice pace. And then when the climax and the end happens, it just comes out of nowhere. But you're just like, I love that build-up and the slowness of their characters and the arcs, to where, like, when it gets to that climax, it was totally worth it, and it was super powerful. And that's why I really liked the slow editing of this movie. It's just very standard shot, standard shot, standard shot. Like, there's, like, no special effects, hardly, if there was any. And, like, it was just very somber, just very slow, but it was creepy. That's why it worked with the slow editing of this film, and I had no problems with that. But I can see why some people would think it's super slow. So, if you don't like slow movies, you may not like this. Just being honest. So, yeah, you might find it super slow. So, to wrap this up, Bennett Miller is a fantastic director, and I love Moneyball and Capote. I think Foxcatcher is my favorite one now. I love the story, and I love the characters more so than Moneyball and Capote. Let's just put it that way. I think this is a very interesting and creepy story that will pretty much satisfy any film goer. I think the acting is out of this world. I think Carell and Tatum, even Ruffalo, a small chance, might get nominated for Best Actor, Best Supporting, just because they're that good. They're just so oh, the characters are so layered. That's what I love to see in films. I love to see characters that are developed. And they start from here and they end there. Like, it's fantastic. They do the arc. They do a character arc. That's what you're supposed to do. Cinematography, it's shot beautifully. Editing, slow burn. I think it's worth it. This is one of my favorites of the year. Top 10 contender for sure. I just don't know where yet. You guys will find out at the end of the year. But I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this a solid, and I'm gonna do 9.5 out of 10. I was tinkering around 9 and 9.5, but the reason why I'm talking is just a little bit because I did feel the drag just a hair, but like it picked up, and I was just so intrigued that I kind of didn't really care after that moment. But there was a moment in the middle. I'll say it was a little draggy, but other than that, I love this movie to death. It is a near perfect movie in my eyes. That's just me. Don't throw pitchforks and burn me at the stake just yet. So have you seen Foxcatcher, or have you even heard of it? Comment that place right below my face and let me know. And I want to know your opinion. Who's going to actually win the award? Tatum or Carell? In my eyes, I think Tatum did a better performance. I think it's the performance of his career and Steve Carell's career, but Tatum's my favorite in the movie. So what do you guys think of Foxcatcher? Comment that place right below my face and let me know. And as always, thanks for watching Real Reviews. I'm Chase Lee, and tune in next time for whatever I review next. See you guys later.